Hey there guys, Pinobi here bringing the Pokemon Narrated Wi-Fi battle. Hopefully this audio goes pretty well. My mic has been acting so weird lately when I'm trying to do narrations, a little bit impeding my videos, but hopefully you guys enjoy. This is a good old NU tier match, 4th generation. I know that I have personally been missing it. Hopefully some of you guys have been missing it and you're in the mood for it. I'm definitely going to be trying to do some more of that kind of stuff on my channel, considering that it is my roots, it's where I come from. I love good old 4th gen NU, and I think I am going to pick up a few more matches like that, and hopefully you guys will want to see them. Thumbs up for good old NU if you enjoy, you know the drill. Favorite NU tier Pokemon? That's my question for you. Leave an answer in the comments. Mine will be at the end of the video, so make sure to stick around. Hopefully you guys enjoy, you know the drill. My Facebook page is in the description, yada yada yada. Unfortunately, I don't know who this was against, which is kind of bad. Normally I'm very good about that, but I don't recall who this was against, so I'm sorry. I think it was someone from T-Flare. Regardless, I'm just going to U-turn on the opening play, knowing that these things can use Spider Web, which is going to trap me. And if I had stayed in this Beedrill, he could have trapped me and set up Agilities. And with Agility, he could have Baton passed it out and perhaps set up some sort of sweep. So I went to Rocket Man knowing I could hit him with the super effective Super effective Life Orb, Zen Headbutt. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough to kill, so that was a bit of me overestimating the attack prowess of Sharpedo in that scenario, because I definitely did think it would be able to kill. So the reason I'm staying in on this Crawdaunt is I know he's going to use a setup move. Crawdaunts are notorious Dragon Dancers and can also learn Swords Dance, as we see in this case, and I know that if I can just get a little bit of damage on him, or even if I have to sack Sharpedo, a U-turn from Traffic Cop will do the job, no questions asked. So I definitely could not let him get speed boosts up. I couldn't give him free turns to Dragon Dance, or else my Beedrill would be in trouble. So I went into Entei there, knowing he didn't have rocks up, so I didn't want to give him some other sort of matchup that would let him get rocks. I thought it would be the most advantageous for me, especially since Entei has 100 base speed. So I went to see runnings on his dude, knowing that I do have the resistance to both of his stabs, and I can fire back with a Psychic, which will be able to take out the Ariados. So that was a pretty nice prediction for me. I know that Psychic would be able to do damage to Combusken if he had stayed in, but I was predicting the Ariados switch, or else I would have gone for the Toxic. I don't feel like he has a Heal Beller based on this team composition. So he brings in the Exploud. I went to Koopa Troop expecting an electric type attack to get the immunity, and I did think he would be choice specs based on just his team build from what I've seen thus far. Not really much heavy special attackers, and not really much setup an Exploud's going to do, and it also doesn't have recovery, so not running a choice Exploud, with no real help from the team. I don't know, I felt like Specs was the most obvious conclusion, so I went for the Toxic, thinking that he wouldn't have anything other than the Ariados to take it, but he did show this Bastiodon. So I went to Land Before Time, knowing that it is a good matchup. I can seed, I can pretty much do whatever I want. He can't really threaten me off. I'm a Cleric, I have recovery, and I could whittle him down. I didn't want to go into something else, just because I felt like Meganium is a pretty good pivotal Pokemon to get the late seed and then give me a nice switch advantage into something else. So he brings in this Exploud. Just going to go back to C runnings. This is actually a specially defensive Slowking in this particular team. I've been changing up this team comp a lot, and now I'm using a physically defensive one. But regardless, I'm going to be taking those attacks very, very well, being specially defensive, and of course having the recovery. Perhaps he just kept attacking there to test maybe if I was a resting set, because I think that rest is actually a viable Slowking recovery move, especially when you have setup moves. So yeah, back to Bastiodon for him, and he's just going to go for a Metal Burst here, which might seem weird, but it was actually a very good play, considering that if I carried the Surf like a standard Slowking and I had gone for it, he could have Metal Bursted back and killed me, considering I really do not expect a Surf to OHKO a very bulky poke such as Bastiodon. So I went into Koopa Troop knowing that I have a lot of utility moves to take advantage of here. I can set up rocks, I can spin away his rocks, I can knock off his item, pretty much do whatever I want to deny him the opportunity of Metal Bursting me. I wasn't 100% sure if Earthquake would OHKO. I felt like it would, because obvious ×4 effective stab, but you really can never tell. Maybe if he was max physically defensive, even though Bastiodons are specially defensive, and plus the fact that was sturdy, I didn't want to get sturdied and then hit back, so I wanted to make sure to knock off get a rapid spin for basically free while I could. So he brings in this dude, and I don't want my only physically or specially defensive poke on this team is Slowking, basically, which obviously cannot come into a Victory Bell. And my Meganium is physically bulky, but could handle it if it didn't have the Sludge Bomb. But either way, I figured my best course of action here is to fodder Sandslash to get a free switch into Entei. Now, I can obviously see that he's Life Orb, so I was thinking, okay, he's Life Orb. Maybe there's a chance that he's running the Sucker Punch. I don't know. I figured I should just go for the sub one time anyway, even though this is not 5th gen, so you don't get Life Orb recoil damage from attacking substitutes. I thought that minuscule damage would be worth it. Now here, I honestly felt like a Life Orb Sludge Bomb after the +1 would only bring me to about half. As you can see, it's going to do a bit more than that, and it's going to poison me. It really doesn't matter, because I know that the only thing that he has on his team that can combat my Entei is his Combuskin. And the reason that that's awesome for me is because getting damage on this Combuskin basically sets up my Beedrill to finish the game. So that's kind of my game plan here. I'm not really playing for score. I'm just trying to secure the victory. So it's going to be a pretty good game. There's actually a little bit more, and it's going to get sped up in a moment. But obviously with only 2 Pokemon left and my C runnings, which you've already shown to wall his Exploud, the result is fairly obvious at this stage. It was a pretty good game. I don't really see much Combuskin in NU, even though it has really nice offensive typing. Both Fire and Fighting are very viable offensive typings and very popular. I would recommend definitely using a Spinner if you're going to use one, even though it's only neutral. He's just so frail. I don't know. I really wouldn't really recommend it at all, but if you're going to use it, I would recommend using it as the offensive poke on a more defensive team, not just using it in an all-out offensive team, because it really doesn't have the speed investment to really, I don't know, carry the merit of its slot, in my opinion. But regardless, sorry for that bit of rambling. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this battle. I've really missed good old 4th Gen NU, as I already stated at the beginning of the video. Hopefully my audio is not too bad. My mic has just been acting really weird lately, and I'm really looking into buying a new microphone, so hopefully you guys won't have to put up with that too much longer. Like the video if you enjoyed. I personally thought it was very fun, just because I love this team. I really do. I'm no longer using the Beedrill lead. I've actually switched it up, but regardless, I just love this synergy, and I love the cool shenanigans that are employed. And yeah, Traffic Cop with that Brick Break. Gonna go ahead and finish it off. So thank you guys for watching, and Hypno. Hypno is the answer to what is your favorite NU tier Pokemon. My favorite is Hypno. I personally prefer Shiny Hypno. And yeah, that's actually my favorite Pokemon overall. If you've been watching for a while, you may already know this. Also, on my Facebook, I do have a discussion section where I talk about my favorite Pokemon from each generation. You're welcome to go talk about yours there as well, or just leave a comment. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and all the support you guys give me. I know this is a late night upload. I've been a bit of a night owl. I'll try to upload a little earlier if that's what you guys prefer. Just let me know preferences. And yeah, have a great, great week, guys. Peace out.